Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with episode number 3 of the Carolina Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, that guy, Trey Morgan, and I'm here once again with my two partners, Hot Mike Joel Avery and the fallen artist, Derk Douglas. What's going on, fellas?
Hola.
Oh, we're having a great time. Have a great time.
Oh, yeah.
Now that I've calmed down from the CM Hogan stuff, I've calmed down a little bit.
Yeah, we're finally over that, and WWE's doing some things I seen last night. If we want to just recap real quick, we talked about CM Punk winning the championship over Sami Zayn in our last episode. We reacted a little bit to that, and Joel had a big old long drawn out session on how to get to a match at SummerSlam, and without it being long and drawn out, it looks like that's something they got going on Saturday night's main event with the tag team match. And if Gunther and Sami Zayn wins, they're going to be added to that match quicker than what Joel Avery was going to do there.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's almost like they watched that episode of the podcast and they're like, crap, maybe we should integrate some of what these guys were talking about. This Trey Morgan guy, this Derk guy, this Joel guy, they seem to know what they're talking about a little bit. But you know what? No, that was international. That was WWE stuff. But, you know, we've had a lot of wrestling-related stuff happen back home. Specifically, obviously, last night, as of recording this, Wrestling with Purpose had another great show over in Pembroke that you were at, Trey.
Oh, yeah.
And unfortunately, due to your suspension, you were unable to attend the previous Next Level Pro Wrestling event that we had at True Vine Ministries for Stars and Stripes. But that was a great show. We had, if I remember correctly, the head count was over 315 in the crowd. It was a packed out house.
Oh, wow.
That night. And honestly, a lot of stars had a chance to shine that night. Like, because of some double booking conflicts, a lot of our main guys were not able to make it that night. Mm-hmm. So it gave an opportunity for a few guys to step up to the plate. And I think we're going to go through here the matches in a little bit, but I think quite a few guys stepped up very nicely. I do.
And where were you at last Saturday, Trey?
I was just so happened to, if you will, we'll get to that here in just a second. But if you notice, there was somebody that was not on that show who had just recently won. I don't know. I can't even say if he just recently won. He was just handed a new social media championship. Okay,
I remember that.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, he was handed a championship, and I got a little frustrated, and I got suspended. So Roman McIntyre told me I wasn't allowed to show up.
I remember that.
Yep. And RJ just so happened not to be there as well, and I caught up with him. Me and RJ were actually in Burlington, North Carolina at Future X. Actually, fantastic organization that's run up there by K Killer is the commissioner of Future X up there.
K Killer, one half of the OG tribe.
Yes, absolutely. They have an absolutely fantastic organization. That's actually their training school and their training show for all their trainees. So it's an affiliate of America Lucha Wrestling. That's up there in Burlington, North Carolina. A lot of people's heard of it, but if you haven't, please go check them out up there in Burlington, North Carolina. It's absolutely fantastic show. They got some really, really good up and coming wrestlers that they have in their training set studios there in the auditorium.
Is this Future X? Is this like their equivalent to say NXT, where it's like?
Yes, it is their equivalent NXT. The guys go in there and they train multiple times a week there at Future X. They have shows usually once a month. Future X has a show up there, and I've actually talked to them about coming up there more and doing a little bit of scouting, possibly bringing the podcast up there if time permits, and we can get you guys up there. But it's actually a fantastic time. These guys get up there, and once they learn the ropes, they move up that they call their main roster to America Lucha Wrestling and start working on their main show out there. So it's a great time, great people out there. I absolutely had a fantastic time. Burlington, North Carolina, y'all got some good wrestling out there. Make sure that you check out Future X, America Lucha Wrestling. I'm excited to get back out there. They do have a show coming up. I think their very next show is August 8th. So if you don't have anything going on out there, anybody there in Burlington, North Carolina, please go check them out. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic show.
Derk, you got any plans August 8th?
Don't know. I think so.
I think I might create some plans. I think
so.
I'm going to go up to Burlington and check out Future X because this Trey Morgan's one of them people.
Yeah,
he doesn't put a lot of praise. Trey Morgan doesn't put a lot of praise on a lot of companies like that. You aren't a guy like Trey Morgan's because he's brought up from guys like the George Souths, the Baron Bullards, and the Trey G's. You know, you earn their respect and them putting you over. You doing something right. So I might go check these guys out.
They're doing a great job and their air conditioning is absolutely fantastic in that building.
Oh my God,
I was their ring announcer that night, starting out for the first time that I've been there. And they were like, you're going to love the air conditioning there. I was standing in the middle of the ring and they had an air conditioner blowing right in the center of the ring.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
It is literally like one of the best little small venue. It's not a big building, but it's absolutely fantastic. The air conditioning is great. It's $10 to get in. You know what else you got there to do?
Wow.
That's a great price.
Yeah. Spend $10 to come in there. Bring your families. Family friendly. You know they have children in there. They have an absolutely fantastic concession stand that they make fresh. A lot of stuff fresh right there in concession. So it's not just your basic popcorn and chips and soda and stuff like that. They got deep fried Oreos that they make fresh right there.
We're going up. Hey y'all, let's go ahead and plan a road trip. Let's go ahead and road trip it out. We're all going to Burlington August 8th.
I would rather have deep fried Oreos than chicken ball.
Well, let's all gather up. Let's road trip up to Burlington on August 8th. Go enjoy some deep fried Oreos and good wrestling. How about that?
Yeah, but make sure anybody up there in Burlington, and you guys too, if y'all got a chance, you got an open date, and you got a chance to get up there in Burlington, go check them out. Absolutely fantastic place. I look forward to getting up there. I'm gonna be up there at least one time a month for the rest of the year. So I've had a couple little scheduling openings that was there. So I booked myself at least to be there once a month for the rest of the year up through December. So I look forward to being there for at least next 5 or 6 months, you know.
Oh, that's awesome right there.
That sounds great.
Speaking of August, there's another event going on August 22nd. That's going to be Next Level Pro Wrestling's next event. It's going to be on Fort Bragg. Now, this was announced at the previous show for Stars and Stripes. The first 150 people to purchase a ticket on nextlevelprowrestling.com, they will be emailed the form that you need to fill out in order to get a visitor's pass to go on base, because this event is on base. So, and only a certain amount of people will be, so there's only going to be a certain amount of tickets sold online. So these are going to be first come, first serve, because the rest of it's going to be for the people on base.
Yeah, you're right. And last time, if I remember, that they didn't let civilians come on base for our last show at Fort Bragg, if I'm not mistaken. So it was strictly for the military. Yeah, last two was strictly for the military. So if they're offering, and this is the first time I've heard it, because I was suspended, so I've been out of the loop for a little bit. Didn't want to get in trouble with the boss, but 150 tickets for civilians to come in on Fort Bragg. That's absolutely amazing. Make sure you guys check that out too.
And they're still $8 being ordered on the website. Well, if we're part of the company, like all three of us, we're the commentary team. We just have to fill out the visitor's pass like normal, and we'll be fine. But speaking of Stars and Stripes, I feel like we should definitely recap, because actually there's some things that happened that I think are going to bring a smile to your face, Trey.
Oh, okay. What you got? Let's hear it. I'm excited to hear about what happened Next Level. I was suspended.
So as you recall, we mentioned how there was due to a change in scheduling, the date for Stars and Stripes got changed. It was originally supposed to be the 18th, but it got moved to the 11th. And because of that, a lot of our guys had been booked at a previous event, and so a lot of our guys couldn't make it. And so we ended up having a very different size roster than normal. But that was a good opportunity for a lot of guys to step up, and a lot of guys did step up and impress. They really did. But that also meant that, unfortunately, all of our champions were booked elsewhere. We did not have our Next Level Pro Wrestling heavyweight champion, Xander Keys. We did not have the brand new social media champion, RJ Epps. And we did not have the new Next Level Pro Wrestling tag team champions, Team Pitbull. So it was a chance for a lot of people to step up and shine. And
what are you doing?
He's every time you mention Team Pitbull, he has to do the whole thing where he raises their whole thing about make wrestling great again. Just let him do it. You'll move on. Anyway, so the opening contest.
No respect.
Trey, you'll recall how the past several shows, Bootleggers Inc. and the Diaz twins have been going back and forth, just brawling their way to the back every single night.
Yeah.
So they finally had the third match. They were going to have the rubber match to settle the score. And, well, let's just say things didn't go the way we expected. It actually
I can't believe you're doing it like this. Mr. Roman was assaulted.
Hold up. Let's start. Hold up, Derk. You're jumping ahead now, Derk. You're jumping ahead, and you're getting Trey all hyped up off the bat. Let's start from the beginning. Beginning.
Look, my dog even came over here. He's excited to hear it. Right.
But look, let's start from the beginning now. It started with, first off, Bootleggers changed the lineup. They swapped out Buck Wild because Buck Wild just had a new baby. Congratulations to him.
Congratulations, Buck. Yeah, absolutely.
But so the Bootleggers changed the lineup. It was now Chris and Travis. And obviously Travis coming off of a huge win against the Beer City Bruiser, riding all the momentum for Bootleggers Inc. there. They were hoping to ride that against a victory against the Diaz twins. Chris came in, started off swinging wildly. It just turned into a whole-on brawl.
It was
right
a
off
fight
the bat.
Before the
Commissioner McIntyre had joined us at the commentary table.
Great guy.
And
so nice.
The match kind of devolved very, very quickly. Next thing you know, all the guys are brawling at ringside. They start making their way over to the table. And, Trey, you already know how sketchy I get whenever the action starts going near that commentary table. You know how expensive all that equipment is. So, naturally, I'm kind of like trying to get out of the way. All of a sudden, Travis throws one of the Diaz brothers into Roman. And they just crash through the barricade. Like, completely taken out.
Like, just kind of just used him. Just he used
Roman's,
magnificent body as a weapon. Like throwing him into a brick wall.
So he launched Roman into the Diaz twins?
No, he launched one of the Diaz brothers into Roman. Like, straight up flattened the chair that Roman was sitting on. Travis did that.
Like Roman was a table. It's just boom.
Y'all continue. Hold on. I'll be right back.
Uh-oh. Something tells me he's going to get some champagne to celebrate this because he's mad at Roman still. But, yeah, that happened. And
it did.
Oh, God. What are you doing?
What?
What are you doing?
I'm getting something ready for Travis.
Are you kidding?
I knew it.
Well, you might want to hold off on that there, Trey. You might want to hold off on that because you're going to want to hear how this plays out. Naturally, the referee called a stop to the match again for the third time in a row. Obviously not the result anyone wanted. Roman came to his wits, grabbed a microphone, said he's had enough of this, and the fact that he just got dragged into the middle of it by having someone thrown into him. He made another match for later in the night. A triple threat tag team match. The Bootleggers versus the Diaz brothers versus Commissioner McIntyre and a mystery partner.
Of course.
So that was going to happen later on in the night.
You see what I'm talking about. Exactly what I've been preaching here for the past couple of weeks.
The man was assaulted.
Are you telling me if someone
where it doesn't belong?
What do you mean it didn't concern him? He literally just got jumped by two of these teams.
That's what happens when you sit ringside, baby. You might get hit but that don't mean you can go insert yourself in a match and being in the tag team.
He wasn't even ringside. We were a good 20 feet away from the ring. The only way the action could spill onto us is if you legitimately start throwing each other in that direction.
And I feel like it was done on purpose. I feel like it was completely done on purpose.
I'm going to play a little bit of devil's advocate still. Emotions were high. The bootleggers were frustrated. The twins were frustrated.
Nothing to do with that. For the record,
I don't know whether.
For the record, I had nothing. I was in Burlington. I had nothing to do with
it. We'll go ahead
that.
and put that out there. You had nothing to do with it. But so that match is obviously set up for later on. Next, we had, I believe it was Stone Cold Steve Harvey taking on, I believe it was, who did he take on?
Brett Locklear.
Brett Locklear, that's right.
Second generation Brett Locklear.
Yep, and Brett actually had a pretty good showing up against the veteran of Stone Cold. But Stone Cold, the crafty veteran, experience won out at the end of the day. But a good showing for Brett.
He did hit a very good drop kick. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very good-looking drop kick.
Almost hit a very pretty swanton bomb. Just took a little too long getting to that top rope, and then he just ate a stunner.
Yep.
So
yep.
that was
But you guys have to remember, Brett Locklear is pretty much still a rookie in the business.
Oh yeah,
he's not even 1 year, or if he is, he's right at like a 1 year mark.
Barely 1 year at
business. Most. Yeah. So how Brett's come up, I've watched him since the very beginning because he came out to wrestle with purpose and been training with those guys out there, and Brett's just absolutely getting better every time he steps into the ring.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And in my opinion, it'll be only a matter of time before he's wrapping gold around his waist and he's moving his way up in a lot of different promotions. It's only a matter of time.
And we'll talk about Brett now. We'll talk about Brett here in just a little bit as well.
But match 3 on the card was the previously mentioned triple threat tag match. And this is where a lot of people stepped up, particularly the Diaz brothers. Diaz brothers have come a long way since they started. I remember when they started, and it turned out Roman's mystery partner, which, by the way, people forget, Roman McIntyre has 2 contracts under Next Level, the commissioner's contract and a competitor's contract, because he is still a wrestler too. People forget that he's a worker
How
too.
did he do that? How did he get 2 contracts?
Well, if you're if you work in management, but you also work as a wrestler, you have 2 separate contracts. It doesn't mean you necessarily get paid a lot more for each one. It's just that the contract state you
more.
work. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. So I think
there's no benefit of getting in there. Like, I got one. I don't have a performer's contract, so I'm not getting in the ring.
I think he specifically wanted to have a performer's contract. I think he specifically wanted to have a performer's contract specifically for this. If I had to take a hazard a guess,
stick his nose and inject himself in where it doesn't belong.
Again, for the umpteenth time, Trey, he was jumped.
Okay, I will stop.
If someone puts hands on you in an unprovoked manner when you had nothing to do with it, are you not going to get up and throw hands back? I mean, if you're sitting there minding your own business, you've not said nothing to nobody, you're literally there to have a conversation with 2 other people that are sitting at the table together, and then all of a sudden someone gets thrown onto you, aren't you going to want to get hands back on them?
Bootleggers are mad I wasn't there.
I don't know. But anyway,
probably not. All right, continue. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But so Roman McIntyre's mystery partner was the big OG, Ochio Giovanni.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so now he's not. Okay. I'm sorry.
So they ran in there, and obviously, and Roman showed he can still go. He may be a commissioner. He may be most commonly seen in the suit and tie, but he can go. Roman can still go.
Really?
But at the end of the day, it was the Diaz twins.
I called it. It was the Diaz brothers' night. It was their night, and they, especially tonight, because as we'll mention later, they pulled triple duty.
Oh wow!
This night, yeah, they had their first match, which ended in a double DQ. They had the triple threat tag match, which they came out on top. Great performance by the Diaz brothers, and then the next match, as we'll talk about here, was a over the top rope battle royal, and the twins opened it. They started it.
against each other.
And then I don't think it was directly them.
No,
I think one of them was number 1 and one of them was like number 3. So it was close
they
to.
They could have been a winner if they would have. You know what I mean? If you're doing,
they did try to do the tag alliance. They did try to do the tag alliance.
No, I'm saying eliminate your brother. That's the first person.
Oh
yeah. You can't trust. But
the ultimate winner of that battle royal was ultimately. This is where you're gonna get mad, Trey. The winner was Roman McIntyre. McIntyre competed in the battle royal, and you know what? I'm not even going to try to defend this one. He spent half the battle. As soon as he came out, he didn't get in the ring. He kind of hung out by the commentary table a little bit and hung out around the ring before he eventually got in. I don't have a defense for that one.
I'm not even saying nothing. I rest my case.
Perfectly legal.
Technically, yeah. Technically, yeah, but also technically, it's like.
Did he ever get in the ring to actually?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
a few minutes later, he got in and competed like normal.
He probably waited until everybody got thrown out and there was one left. He thought there was a winner.
No, he got in before that. He got in long before that. So he did compete. But after winning the match, he did take time to mention him doing a ministry charity event that's going to be happening on July 25th, which we definitely hope and recommend you guys go and check that show out. It would definitely mean a lot to a lot of people. Because
Hope Mills, North Carolina, I believe, is where that show's going to be.
Yep.
Yes. But then we came to a brief intermission. We came back, and this was after intermission. Chuckles the Clown came back. You missed Chuckles.
He did.
Chuckles the Clown made his return in dancing fashionable style, as always, danced his way to the ring and danced his way to victory over very game Sean Messiah. I got to say, there was a couple moments I thought Sean was going to win. He had a beautiful 360 spine buster where I was surely that.
It's just a matter of time for Sean Messiah, man. It's just a matter of time for that guy just like figures it out and gets that first win, and then he's racking up multiple wins. It's just a matter of time for that guy.
Yeah. And he came very close against Chuckles, but anyone who knows Chuckles knows it's all mind games with Chuckles, and very few individuals can hang with that.
Yeah.
But that brought us to the main event, and this was the match that I was looking forward to most, and this was the breakout star, if you will, of the night. It was Hang Time versus Dragonfly Marcus Damon.
And you pulled some strings to get this match to happen, Joe. I'm really proud of you.
Fayetteville street fight. All I did was speak to the commissioner and be like, look, we've not seen Hang Time in action for a while. It's his hometown. Should we try to get him on? And the commissioner went ahead and agreed and made sure it happened. But it was a Fayetteville street fight.
It was.
Between Hang Time and Dragonfly Marcus Damon. And
that's not a good thing, because Dragonfly, he has access to nunchucks.
You say that. Right. You say that though, but
and he has powers.
You say that though, Trey, but at the same time, Hang Time whipped out a bunch of steel chairs and absolutely obliterated Dragonfly for a good bit there. I felt so bad.
But it wasn't enough. It
wasn't enough. At one point, so here's what happened, Trey. This is the crazy part. At one point, after a big superplex from the top rope, Hang Time goes and he goes to find Dragonfly's nunchucks like he's going to use them. All of a sudden, some music starts playing over the loudspeaker, and it's a theme from Revenge of the Ninja, 1983. The lights start to flicker. All of a sudden, you could feel this power rush through the arena, and all of a sudden, Dragonfly sits up as if he has found not a second or third win. He's found a fourth win. And he just starts channeling all of this energy, and he just unleashes a barrage onto Hang Time, finishing it off with that 2-inch punch. It was legal. Technically, it was a street fight anyway. Nothing's illegal in a street fight.
You're right.
So technically, even if it was, it can't be because it was a street fight. But Dragonfly just channeled all of the kung fu mastery he possesses and those of his ancestors and got a victory over Hang Time.
I was talking to him earlier in the day, and he was telling me that he was training with these ancient Tibetan monks, and they taught him these techniques.
Man, well, that clearly paid off because not only did Dragonfly Marcus Damon defeat Hang Time, one of the biggest wins ever of his career, per Roman McIntyre's words after the match, it has earned him a #1 contendership spot for the Next Level Pro Wrestling Social Media Championship. So we now know who RJ's first challenger will be the next time those two cross paths. It will be RJ defending the Social Media Championship against Dragonfly Marcus Damon.
And RJ could barely beat Cormier. Barely. He barely.
Right. He didn't. RJ.
I didn't say this, but he kind of stole.
Okay, we're not going to get into this debate again.
But
we're not debating. There's no debate about it.
Didn't have mystical powers.
No.
He didn't. He didn't have mystical powers. Is RJ prepared for someone with mystical powers?
I think he is, and here's why I say he is. Because he has come up with Dragonfly. Dragonfly is one of those guys he's traveled the road with, and they started together. So if anybody knows and is prepared to deal with those Tibetan monk techniques of Dragonfly Marcus Damon, it would probably be RJ Epps. He probably has the best chance of knowing how to deal with that level. We're going to keep on trekking and keep on growing because we are a freight train rolling down a hill, baby. We ain't stopping anytime soon.
We got a lot going on at Next Level Pro Wrestling. So if you haven't been to a show or you missed the past couple shows, you need to get your tail out there and buy a $12 ticket and come in the door and check us out and see how we're doing out there.
And that's at the door day of. $12 is at the door day of. NextLevelProWrestling.com, $8. You get a ticket at the show for the next one coming up, $5.
$5.
Yeah.
Where are you going to get ticket prices for a show the quality of Next Level? Where are you going to get a ticket that cheap?
You come to our show tonight, just to say if we had a show tonight, you buy 4 tickets. It's $20 for your family of 4 to come out and see our show next time.
Yeah.
If you've never been there before, if you've been there, show up at the door, you buy a $12 ticket for your family. Next time you buy $5 tickets, $20. So you just coming in at a discount rate for the next show. You get the family deal, bro. That's
and
like
if you
a
come to one,
deal.
you're going to want to come to the next one.
Yeah.
I promise.
It's an addiction, man. It's an addiction.
And are they still selling the VIP passes, like the all-season passes at the front gate? I know we used to have them a long time ago.
So.
Really?
I believe so, because I know there's a couple of fans who went ahead and bought year-long passes. You can get year-long passes. I believe they're $150.
$150, I think it was. Yeah,
and they get you to every single Next Level Pro Wrestling show for the entire year. You buy one in January, it's good all the way through that year.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be good for 365
It might be more than 12 shows. We might run 2 shows in a month to get 13, maybe 14 shows. But we're here usually every month. We're running the show, so that's not a bad price.
Not bad at all. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was our recap of Next Level Pro Wrestling from July 11th. But now, Trey, you were at Wrestling with Purpose last night on July the 17th.
About that.
Let's hear about that real quick.
Man, let me tell you guys, brother. First time that we've been to Laurel Hill, North Carolina, at the community center there. Absolutely fantastic little building. Air conditioning is great. I'm going to plug every building I go to, and they got good air conditioning. I'm going to plug them like, bruh, y'all need to go check it out because I wear a suit, and if somebody got a suit on and you got good air conditioning, you're not sweating all night. Yeah, absolutely great time. We've never been to Laurel Hill before. It's actually a nice little crowd that we had for the first time being out there. Probably might have had about 200 people out there for the first time.
Wow. Hey, that's pretty good.
That's not bad at all for a first time.
Yeah, going out there towards Rockingham.
Usually really small.
Oh yeah,
really small community.
If you blink, you drive through there, and you blink, you button in and out of the little community out there. But Wrestle Purpose, we had Ball to Brawl last night. out there. We had 5 matches for the card there. Started out with somebody we're going to talk about here in just a little bit with another retirement coming up on April the 21st in Pembroke, North Carolina. But we're going to talk about Laurel Hill first. We started off with the indie icon Trey G coming out there, being accompanied to the ring by the one and only Johnny Smooth. They're both with Team Pitbull.
This is what, his third? This is his third to last match or fourth?
Yeah, it's getting ready to come up because August 21st is Trey G's final match.
Man, we're getting 2 big legends retiring this year, man.
Yeah,
Trey G and Hang Time.
And the friendship those two have, that's 30. That's a 30-year friendship, man. And seeing both of those guys no longer going to be stepping in the ring, but we're still going to have them behind the scenes and still going to have their brain and all that. So, we might be losing them as a performer. We're definitely not losing them as friends. But he went 1-on-1 against Brock Anderson.
Oh,
yeah.
How was that for Brock?
Whoa! Now hold up.
Yeah. So we had Brock Anderson versus indie icon Trey G. Started out that match. Everything was going good, but you know how Team Pitbull is.
Numbers game
between Team Pitbull.
If I'm Brock Anderson and I have the last name Anderson,
yes,
and I'm having to wrestle someone like Trey G, the indie icon,
yes,
I don't want to do that. He's not Arn Anderson, and if I'm Trey G on my way out, if I can put down Anderson, I'm going to put down Anderson.
Right? Especially the son of the Hall of Famer, the founder of the Four Horsemen, the enforcer Arn Anderson, his son. Why not? That's a name right there. It's like, I'm
not to mention,
take you out. Let's go.
Not to mention, you look at Brock Anderson. I remember when I saw him come through with CW at a Next Level event when they took on the Bootleggers. First time I saw Brock, I thought I was stepping back in time because I could have swore I was looking at a young Arn Anderson in his prime. Absolutely. I could have swore I was looking at Arn. He is a spitting image of his father.
But so nice, walk up to him, you can speak to him, have a conversation. Such a cool dude, man. Like, it's just an honor to be around somebody like that.
If your dad is Arn Anderson, I don't think you're gonna talk out too much. I imagine you're gonna be the perfect little gentleman.
and your tag team partners with ECW legend CW Anderson. Like, you got those two guys that are sitting there help mold your career to start out in the wrestling business.
Now, I want to get your guys' perspective on this because this is always a topic that comes up. Do you think it is more of an advantage or a disadvantage to be a second or third generation wrestling star, like the way Randy Orton is, the way Charlotte Flair is, the way Brock Anderson is? These names that already have a lineage of having family that are already established and well-known in wrestling. Do you think that's more of an advantage or a disadvantage?
It's both.
Yeah.
It's both, man. That's such a double-edged sword. Like, because on one end, you have the end. You can go anywhere you want and wrestle. On the other end, you have to be good. If you're not good, then the boys are going to hate you.
That's how you end up being like Manu.
Regardless, because you've got that name. So that jealousy is going to be there. Hey, he's only there because of the name. He's not as good as me. So when I go out there in the ring with him, I'm going to prove that I'm better than him, when he's just a kid like any other kid. He's got to learn just like everyone else. Like, he'll get there. Not saying he's not there, but you get what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
So it's both.
Yeah.
But who ultimately came out on top in that match, Trey?
Well, in the end, indie icon Trey G did take the win.
Wow.
It was by devious tactics. Trey G did pull the tights.
The roll up with the tights.
Yeah, rolled him up, had a handful of tights, did get the 1, 2, 3. Then after the match, Johnny Smooth got into the ring and they started doing a 2-on-1 beatdown to Brock Anderson.
Of course, on his way out.
Yeah.
Then again, I shouldn't be too surprised. Trey, it doesn't matter who you are in wrestling, even if you are the indie icon, Trey G, you're not gonna out Spinebuster and Anderson. They invented that move.
Yeah.
No one does it better than them.
But Trey G has a beautiful spine buster. There's nothing that you can deny and say that he doesn't. You know, that's an absolutely.
Oh, I'm not saying it's not pretty. I'm not saying it's not a pretty spine buster.
That's what. Look who he's been watching for forever, 40 years, 50 years. Arn Anderson in the ring. Mm-hmm. You know that's who. But so they're doing a 2-on-1 beatdown. CW Anderson comes out and makes the save. Helping out his tag team partner there, Brock Anderson. CW grabbed the mic and he was pleading to make this a tag team match. You know, he was like, "There's no way that Team Pitbull is going to sit here and double team his partner." He begged and pleaded, so the management there at Wrestling with Purpose did make that match a tag team match. So we ended up going to Trey G and Johnny Smooth versus the Andersons in a tag team contest. You know, and that was right away. Right away.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It didn't go on till later on in the evening. It was like, hey, let's get in the ring. Let's go ahead and throw hands. Y'all want to go ahead and do it? Let's do it. Like, we'll get in there.
Let's get it on.
Yeah. So Trey G's match number ticked up one more that he wasn't expecting before his retirement. Yeah, because he already had all these dates confirmed and all his matches ready to go, and so he got thrown into this tag team match after he had just had a match with Brock Anderson. Johnny Smooth sitting there saying that he wasn't ready for the match. In the end, it was actually a beautiful match, you know, because you got the Andersons and you have Trey G and the one and only Johnny Smooth, Team Pitbull, going 2-on-2 there in the ring. It was an absolutely fantastic match. And in the end, the Andersons come out on top and did take the win in that tag team match.
So Brock got his win back over Trey G away.
Brock got the win back over Trey G. It was absolutely fantastic. And we definitely look forward to having Brock and CW back at Wrestling with Purpose very, very soon.
So what you're saying, Trey, is that once things were fair, that Team Pitbull couldn't get the job done.
Oh,
that's what I'm hearing.
He's got a point.
When they did not have any other interference in the numbers game, even though,
there's plenty more ways to cheat.
I love Team Pitbull. I love Team Pitbull and Team Pitbull. I hate that word, that 5-letter word you just said. That's absolutely horrible word. You cheat. They don't cheat. They take advantage of a situation, Derk.
That's his favorite. Okay. That's his favorite definition in substitution.
They take advantage of a situation. It's a numbers game. But this night, they did not have an extra person out there. So, yes, I will say when it was 2-on-2, now the numbers advantage, Team Pitbull went down. They were not victorious in this match.
Well, so what happened next? This already sounds like it was a great show. I missed this.
It does.
I was starting out already. So the next match, we had a championship match for the Fighting Spirit Championship. Currently, the champion is the Thoroughbred Trip Cautious of Team Pitbull.
Also, one half of the Next Level Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions.
Absolutely right, with Pembroke Pitbull, Baron Bullard. You know, so Trip Cautious is not anybody that's not known to have gold around his waist. And it was a triple threat match for that championship. And he went against Aaron CK.
The Angle Assassin.
Aerial Assassin.
Hey.
Yes, Aerial Assassin Aaron CK is the one that he was one of the challengers. And somebody that we talked about just a few minutes ago, Brett Locklear was actually the third contender in that match. So we were talking about there's a matter of time when Brett does something. He was in a championship match last night at Wrestle with Purpose.
Not even a week after.
I'm gonna take your side here, Trey, and I'm gonna guess that Trip won because I don't see either one of them being on the level of Trip Cautious.
You know what? I'm actually gonna have to agree with you on that one, Dirk. I gotta agree with you. Trip's just been on another level. Tripp's just been on another level since he started working with the Pit Bulls.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's riding in the car with Barrett Bullard, and Trey G, George Sal.
I don't think that's why. No, I think that Tripp is in the car to keep Team Pitbull relevant. I think the time has passed on Team Pitbull, and if Tripp was not in Team Pitbull, Tripp would be the top of the card everywhere, and that's just my guess.
So you're saying that Team Pitbull might be holding Tripp down?
I think it's the opposite. I think it's the opposite, and I'll tell you why. Because before Tripp was running with Team Pitbull, he was in another tag team. If you'll recall,
New Breed.
He was one half of the New Breed, and in the New Breed, not that Tripp wasn't fantastic.
I remember that, and
not that he wasn't fantastic there as well. But the moment he left the New Breed, started trying to run around on his own, find his way, and along comes three well-known, established veterans with more wrestling knowledge than just about half of every other locker room in the state combined, come along and offer to take him up under his wing.
Has always worked.
I mean, from that moment, Tripp Cautious took to the moon.
Tripp would have taken off better. Either way.
I agree. He would have taken off either way. But the difference is he got the rocket.
I've been in this area 20 years. We don't see him as good naturally as Tripp is. We don't. He's a once in a lifetime type of athlete, and in this business, he gets it more than anyone I've ever seen. And he's young.
Win two different titles from two prestigious, relevant companies at once and manage to hold on to both of them for nothing. Anyone can go to the local indie shindig down the road at outside in the supermarket parking lot, where the belt was made with a strap of cardboard and the wrestlers are wearing blue jeans and t-shirts. Winning that championship don't mean nothing. But when you go to two different professional wrestling companies and you're able to be so good that you get not one but two different belts from two different prestigious companies, you're doing something right.
In a business where everyone is competition, everyone, because it's all about becoming the champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. It's about getting the top, being the main event. That's what it's about. The best way for you not to be my competition is for you to be on my side and be in the car next to me.
But at the same time, as often as Team Pitbull is already in the main event together, Tripp, I mean, heck, in the last time they were at Next Level Pro Wrestling, Tripp Cautious teaming with Baron Bullard in a chairs match defeated the OG Tribe to become Next Level Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, because Tripp's not Baron Bullard's normal tag team partner. Normally in Next Level Pro Wrestling, Baron Bullard's tagging with Trey G.
They've tagged in 6-man matches, but normally if it's a 2-on-2 tag, the go-to duo is Baron and Trey G.
And they're former Next Level Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions.
Longest reigning Next Level Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions. And technically, that did make Tripp Cautious a tag team champion then as well, by way of, the fabulous Freebird rule. But even still, he wasn't the go-to tag partner for that. So to come back in and help be one half of the reason that the Pitbulls are now the second only ever team in Next Level to be 2-time Next Level Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions, as well as being the longest reigning Next Level Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions, I think it's fair to say Tripp has more than earned his spot.
That there can only be one the best. Ric Flair was always the best, right? Ric Flair was always the champion. Arn was always number 2. And then you would have the inner one, whoever would get hot, whether it would be the Brian Pillmans or the Lex Lugers, the Chris Benoit's, right? You pull in the kid that's really, really good. That way you don't have to get in the ring with him.
Think about this, though. What do you think? Here's the thing, though. Here's something that's different from every one of those other individuals and the groups that they were in. Here's a difference between this situation and all those other ones. Tripp is not in a group where they're all still trying to actively compete and be on the top, because Trey G is hold up. Trey G is about to voluntarily retire. So who do you think is going to fill that spot? Who's going to fill that spot on the card?
They're pulling Tripp in to teaching him all the ins and outs to get him ready to make him the next.
I think Tripp is about to get a rocket strapped
coming out of North Carolina.
I think Tripp is about to get a rocket strapped to him, and he is going to take off to the moon, thanks to Team Pitbull, not in spite of.
I'm saying if it is what it is, I would do it too. It's smart. It is smart. Right? Who's the WWP heavyweight champion?
The Pembroke Pitbull Baron Bullard.
If I was Baron Bullard and I was the world champion, I would keep Tripp as my friend and in my group as long as possible.
To be fair, that is what Triple H did with Evolution, to not worry about Batista taking the world championship run. But
that's what I would do.
Like any other smart wrestler, Batista eventually knew when it was his time to strike out on his own, and he did eventually challenge his mentor. I think when Tripp is ready, I think he will eventually strike out on his own and maybe be the one to dethrone Baron Bullard as WWP champion. I'm gonna go and make that call now. But
I don't think he's got it in him.
That was only the third match on the card, if I'm not mistaken. There, right, Morgan? You said there was 2 more matches, right?
Yeah, that was the third match there on the card. Well, technically it was the second match, but yeah, it was the third match because the first one was a singles match that turned to a tag. But the next match after that Fighting Spirit Championship with Tripp Cautious did retain his championship there. We had OG Obanio. He went OG. He went one-on-one with sensational Dre White.
Haven't seen Dre White in a minute.
Yeah, Dre White. He comes around. He still trains all the time. He's just like, you got normal life. Sometimes you can't make it to the shows because you got to go to work and stuff like that. But Dre White shows up to every show that he can. When he shows up, he's the first one in the building. That everyone that I've been to, he's the last one out at the very end of the night. He's doing everything he needs to do. I absolutely love Dre White, and he's a trainee of George South. So he absolutely knows what he's doing in the ring. He's nothing to sneeze at. He's been a champion at Wrestling with Purpose before, multi-time champion there. But he did go one-on-one against the big OG there in a power that was more like power versus heart. The heart.
I was about to say there's about a 150-pound difference between those two.
No, not that much, but it was about 60 pounds.
There's another person.
Dre's bulked up a little bit. So Dre's bulked up a little bit since the last time I seen him. Then.
Yeah. Dre's got a little bit of size on him now.
Okay. Because I remember he used to be about the same size as me back. Because I remember wrestling him. We were around the same size. I was about 175 pounds at the time.
Yeah, Dre White's about 205 now. So
he has bulked up then.
Yeah, man. So he ain't nothing to sneeze at there. Dre White, like I say, absolutely fantastic guy in the ring. Love to watch him. But OG, just the power of OG. He's and if y'all don't know, at Wrestle with Purpose, he's in it. OG's in a tag team with Bobby Wolford.
Now that's a dangerous man to have as your
wow.
Their tag team name's Unhinged Violence.
Michigan Assassin.
Yeah. So Bobby
who
Wolford,
it bears reminding, that man is also the holder of the George Hazard Memorial Thomas Trophy at Next Level Pro Wrestling, which means he can cash that in for a championship match at any time at a Next Level show. So just a little reminder for the champions to watch their back.
What if Bobby was just to take that trophy and show up at Wrestling with Purpose one night?
Well, I don't think it
the
works
rules
there. Like I
still-
said, I'm pretty sure the rules state it has to be at a next
It has
level
to be
pro
at next
wrestling
level.
event.
I was
Yeah,
like,
it can be
wouldn't
for any.
Wouldn't that be something if Bobby just showed up at Wrestling with Purpose and said, "I got the trophy here too."
Well, unfortunately, my understanding of the rules is that it has to be at a next level pro wrestling event, since it's a next level pro wrestling
I'm sure you
sanctioned
could talk
trophy.
to WWP management. And
But now
maybe
it can be the catch is though, it can only be at next level. It's only sanctioned at next level pro wrestling shows. However, any champions from an exterior promotion coming in are told ahead of time that the holder of this trophy can cash in on your championship, even if it's not a next level pro wrestling title. If it's at a pro wrestling event, it is sanctioned.
So imagine, I know it probably wouldn't happen, but Baron Bullard showing up to a next level event thinking that he's going to challenge for the next level pro wrestling tag team championships. And next thing you know, he's got to defend a Wrestle with Purpose championship.
It could happen.
Bobby wants to cash in.
It could happen. It could.
I don't think you're supposed to give him ideas.
Or Tripp could have to had to defend the Fighting Spirit championship.
Plus, correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't RJ hold another championship as well besides the social media one? Doesn't he also hold the
North Carolina? He's a North Carolina cruiserweight champion out of ALW, the American Lucha Wrestling North Carolina cruiserweight champion. So look, there's another championship right there at next level.
I don't think he wants.
And then of course, you got the man on. Then of course you got the man on top at next level. Xander Keys, the current Next Level Pro Wrestling heavyweight champion. Not to mention, I don't know if you'll recall, Alex Bryant recently, not too long ago, became the MATW heavyweight champion.
Wow.
Yeah. And XLG are now a 2-time MATW World Tag Team Champions. So there's a lot of gold floating around in next level right now that isn't even next level gold specifically.
So let me ask you a question for some of the fans that don't know, Joel, and either one of you guys can explain this. We talk about next level pro wrestling tag team champions. When you're just talking about XLG, you said that MATW World Tag Team Champions.
Yes, I did.
So explain to the people, to the fans that might not know, what's the difference between a tag team championship and a world tag team championship?
So the biggest difference between those two is that, especially back in the day, you got to remember, certain championships might have been specific to one promotion. For example, the United States Championship, it's meant to be defended in the United States. It's a U.S. title. However, once you take a title and you travel with it to a promotion, say, across the pond over in England or Germany or France, or you travel south of the border to go to Mexico, somewhere down in South America, or anywhere like that, once you travel around the world, not just in your little home county, and you actually take that title and travel around the world with it, that title is now a world defended and acknowledged title. And in fact, it was XLG that made the MATW Tag Team Champions World Tag Team Championships, because they took those titles to Germany and defended them there multiple times, actually.
So let me ask you, does that mean that any person that holds that championship after that, they would be World Tag Team Champions?
Yes, because you have made that championship a world title. Now, the burden is on the title holder to continue to take that title and take it to the next level, pun intended, if you will, because as the saying goes, the belt doesn't make the man or woman makes the belt. So
could that world part on that tag team championship, could that go away?
Not necessarily, no, because once it's been traveled around the world, you can't take away the fact that it was defended and traveled around the world. It would still be world title.
That's true.
But it's just it's up to the champion to maintain, bare minimum, maintain that relevancy and that status that has been bestowed upon this championship. Because any championship can become obsolete and worthless if it's not used or had anything done with it properly. Any championship that sits around undefended, undesired, unused, no one's going to care. But if a good champion travels the world, travels around with that title, presenting this championship, making it mean something, making wrestlers around the world want to have this championship because of how prestigious this champion has made it, that's what makes it mean something. And that's what XLG did with the MATW World Tag Team Champions, which means, say, for instance, if Team Pitbull were to travel and go beyond just the borders of the United States, say they traveled to a different country, they would turn the Next Level Pro Wrestling Tag Team titles, if they defend them, into World Tag Team titles. If Baron Bullard defended the WWP Heavyweight Championship in a different country, that title would now be a World Heavyweight Championship.
We're going to send them to Puerto Rico.
That's it.
Technically, that's sketchy because that's technically a U.S. territory, so I don't think that technically counts.
All right.
Well, Greenland, then.
Greenland.
Yeah, send them to Greenland. Send them to Greenland.
He'll go defend it in Hawaii. Hey, there's a lot of people think Hawaii's its own country. That's not part of the United States. So.
Don't remind us about the American education system.
So we had Ocho Giovanni against Sensational Dre White. You know, Dre White's got that power, and him being one half of the tag team of Unhinged Violence with Bobby Wolford. They do have a manager in Captain Moses Stallone, the Don of Dubai, is their manager there, and you know he made his way into the match and snuck his nose in there, and OG did pick up the victory there in that match with a big World's Strongest Slam. Put Dre White right there to the mat. 1, 2, 3, clean finish. Clean victory for the big guy.
Well, not clean, but
and see that's another person. OG is gigantic.
Yeah.
And
he's got a physique.
I would want to be in a tag team with OG. If I had to find a tag team partner, I would totally point to OG first.
I mean, technically, he is also a former Next Level Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champion. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and say it. In terms of at least at Next Level, the OG tribe, I think, probably has the most organic, passionate connection with a lot of our fans up there. Every time their music hits, you just hear the crowd start, every time. They're one of the few groups I see that are able to get such a reaction and response from the fans that they bring like signs. Like on an independent level, you don't really see signs in the crowd at an independent level. You normally only see that at like big shows, like at a WWE event, an AEW event, but these guys elicit such a reaction that the fans want to like, no, I'm going to really show my spot. I'm going to make a sign for these guys to show them out in the crowd that I'm cheering for them.
And it's not just that, Joel. They travel. Those fans travel to every show that they have, that OG tribe is there, that OG's at. And they're chanting. His music hits, man. They're chanting as soon as the music hits. Like they have a following, like they do. In the past year and a half, that has exploded around this area like I've not seen in a long time.
The reaction, because I remember the reaction that the OG tribe got when they won the tag titles. Oh, God, I thought the roof was going to blow off the place. I even remember it was at 71st High School against the Bootleggers. And there was a crowd of almost 350, almost 400 people. Everyone just chanting, OG, OG. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, I got goosebumps on my arm listening to that reaction that they got.
All right, Trey, what happened next?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So next match that we got into here is we had another singles match that was scheduled there. December. We had Hang Time. Went one-on-one with Carolina Dreamer Pony Johnson.
Oh,
okay.
That sounds fun.
Oh, man. the following that Pony has, like the crowd gets right behind them, it's absolutely phenomenal. And Hang Time shows up, comes out in t-shirt, says, "I hate this town."
The classic. The classic.
I'm like, bruh, like we've never been to Laurel Hill before. Like, how can you hate Laurel Hill and you've never even been here? Like, it makes absolutely no sense at all.
Hang Time can just decide he hates a town just based off of a
I
vibe,
mean,
I
I see his point.
And then he takes a dig at Scotland County, says that they can never beat Richmond County. Richmond County's better. And so it's like he's just doing everything he can to get the crowd behind the crowd to hate him. And it works. You know, it absolutely works. The crowd was just hot behind Hang Time, like trying all his little devious tactics. He's sitting there arguing with the people in the crowd, and they go lock up. And Pony Johnson, being the size he is, he just picked Hang Time straight up, like you would pick up a child, and sat him on the top rope, patted him on the shoulder, turned around, and walked away. And Hang Time sitting there.
And that's, you know what, that says something. That says something to the. That says something to the strength of Pony Johnson, considering Hang Time is 6'2", 240 pounds.
Yeah,
6'2", 240 pounds, and he just hoisted him up like a child.
Yeah, I mean, it was like he didn't even strain to pick him up. He went in there and picked him up, sat him on top rope, just turned around, walked back. You know, it was an absolutely fantastic match. Both of those guys had a point to prove because Carolina Dreamer, he's trying to move up in the rankings of the American Spirit Championship, which Hang Time just recently lost at the last Wrestling with Purpose show. He was a former defending WWP American Spirit Championship, and he lost that match to Josh Russell at our last WWP show. So Pony Johnson, Hang Time trying to jockey themselves back into the number one contention for the championship.
Wait, so the former champion doesn't have a rematch clause?
No, not a Wrestling with Purpose.
You
got to earn your championships at Wrestling with Purpose, and nothing just gets handed to you there. Like you lose a championship, you got to fight somebody because somebody's already next in line. So you got to fight for your championship opportunities at Wrestling with Purpose. But it's absolutely a fantastic match. Carolina Dreamer, Pony Johnson did turn up and take the win there. So going up for the championship there in August 14th at Richmond County High School. It will be Carolina Dreamer, Pony Johnson versus Josh Russell for the American Spirit Championship there.
Watch Hang Time show up to that show and say that Scotland County is better than Richmond County and wearing his "I Hate This Town" t-shirt.
Oh, I'm sure I could see him doing something like that because we've been somewhere else and he's had a 71st t-shirt on. Represent 71st High School. It's like he just knows, Hang Time just knows how to get under the skin of people if he wants to. He knows how to make you love him if he wants to. It's all about how Hang Time wants what he wants to do, how he wants the crowd to perceive him that night, and that's the way. That's why we love him, and we're going to miss him around here because the things that he can do, you know, just in the ring, and he didn't even have to do anything. They were in the ring almost 3 or 4 minutes before they even touched, and he had the crowd so heated behind him, and they wanted Pony Johnson to sit there and just whip his tail, and he did. It was absolutely great match. So Pony Johnson come out on the winning end of that one for that number one contenders championship match there. So main event of the night, of course, you know, we got Team Pitbull coming out challenging for the Wrestling with Purpose Tag Team Championship. So we had the number one George South, Mr. Number One George South, going and tagging with the WWP champion Pitbull Baron Bullard. They were in the tag team championship match going against the New Age Ballers of Game Time Zay and Big Vaughn. You know, they are the current tag team champions. The New Age Ballers are. They're in Wrestle with Purpose.
I gotta say, right off the bat, before you even tell us who won, there is a huge experience gap right there. I mean, George South has been doing this by just him alone for how long?
Since 1982. 44
1982.
years.
Wow.
And then tack on another.
Because I was born the same year George South started wrestling, so that's the only reason I know that knowledge.
Wow, giving away your age and everything.
I'm old, yeah.
But and that's just George. Tack on another 25, 30 years for Baron.
Yeah.
And right there, you have nearly a 3/4 of a century's worth of experience.
Yeah.
In that one tag team.
And that's just 2 members of Team Pitbull. You got Indie Icon Trey G. Another 30 years in Team Pitbull. It's like, then you got Johnny
and then just
Smooth.
throw in the years Trip Cautious has been doing it for extra credit at that point. Why not?
Yeah. Trip's been here 4 or 5 years now. You know, Johnny Smooth's been here over 20 years. You know, these Team Pitbull total years combined, they got like 140 years of wrestling combined experience.
Meanwhile, Big Vaughn and Game Time Zay probably got a combined total of what? Maybe 10, 15 years?
Yeah, combined maybe. Yeah, 12 maybe, 10.
So did they end up retaining, or do we have new tag team champions?
No, actually, the New Age Ballers did end up retaining their championship.
What?
I was going to say, man, Big Vaughn is strong. Oh, my God.
Oh, he's a monster. He is a monster. Have you seen him? Like, at Next Level shows is where I see him most frequent, since Next Level is where I mostly frequent. Every time Big Vaughn comes out, I say the same thing over and over. What one individual man could stand up to Big Vaughn? He's a monster.
You know, when you compare the 2 teams, that they're young. They're really young and they're hungry and strong.
They got that physicality on their side for sure.
I mean, don't think that all the members of Team Pitbull were at ringside for this match.
Wow. So they had Trey G, they had Trip Cautious, and they had
Johnny Smooth.
Johnny Smooth all out there at ringside.
All 3.
And so it seems like they were worried about the Ballers. If they weren't worried about
5-on-2 disadvantage.
They wouldn't have all been there.
But Team Pitbull, you know, those guys have a reputation about running amok and trying to do anything they can to cause problems around, you know, not just at Wrestling Purpose. They do it at Next Level as well. So New Age Ballers, they actually had somebody in their corner, and which has been in their corner for the past few shows that we've been there in Scotland County. Some people don't know Big Vaughn and Game Time Zay both graduated from Scotland High School. They were both wrestlers at Scotland High School, like actual high school wrestlers. So they had their high school wrestling coach at the ringside as their manager. Coach Havner was there, and he's got history with Team Pitbull. You know, they've had Coach Havner in the match before in a 6-man
I heard
tag.
about that.
Yeah. So Coach Havner is nobody that doesn't know about Team Pitbull. He's the one that's actually been tired of Team Pitbull's crap as well. So he's kind of a driving.
He wasn't going to let shenanigans go about.
He was the equalizer to that 5-on-2 disadvantage.
Absolutely right. And Coach Havner does such a great job out there, like making sure that Team Pitbull is not getting in there. You know, he will call them out. He'll run over there and it's like, hey, we'll fight. He's not afraid. Coach Havner is ready to jump in there and put a hurting on Baron Bullard and Team Pitbull. He is itching for it. And one day, Coach Havner is going to get his day there. But no, with Coach Havner being the equalizer there at ringside, it made a total difference in how that championship match played out. And in the very end, you know, Game Time Zay got the pin. It was 1-2-3 over Team Pitbull. And they retained the championships and moving on, going forward until August 14th in Richmond County High School.
Wow, sounds
Nice.
like it was an action-packed night. I honestly hate that I missed
Yeah.
that. That sounded like a fun event. But
Man, it was great. The crowd was great. Thank you, Laurel Hill, for coming out and checking us out. You know, we're excited to hopefully be able to come back out there again. You guys are absolutely fantastic, coming out for the community center there. Thank y'all very much for everything, Laurel Hill. You know, we really do at Wrestling Purpose appreciate your guys' hospitality last night.
when is the next Wrestling with Purpose event?
Next one is August the 14th. It's going to be at Richmond Senior High School. And one of the stipulations that nobody saw coming, Baron Bullard, being with Team Pitbull, has said since he's won this championship the last time that he wants to prove himself as a real champion. He doesn't want, from what he says, he doesn't want Team Pitbull to keep interfering into his matches because he wants to be a champion somebody can respect. But every time Team Pitbull jumps in and does something dastardly and he defends his championship, he feels like it kind of diminishes him as a champion a little bit. So Baron Bullard, and I mean, I can understand how he feels, but it's just surprising that somebody with the team that he has is being like that. But I can totally understand. So the main event for that match, and I never seen this one coming at all. You're gonna have Baron Bullard defending the Wrestling with Purpose Heavyweight Championship against his best friend, the indie icon Trey G.
Oh, what?
For the Wrestling with Purpose Heavyweight Championship, 1 week before the indie icon Trey G retires, August 21st in Pembroke, North Carolina.
So what you're telling me is August is going to be action-packed for wrestling all around. August 8th, there's going to be another ALW Future X.
Well, what
event.
you're telling me, so it would be 1 week before his last match. So if he was to win the WWP championship, he could retire as champion.
As the WWP champion.
Wow.
Absolutely right. And Baron said, he was like, I know you're going out, but in order for me to prove myself, I don't need Team Pitbull to interfere. He was like, I want to prove myself by putting my title up against you, my best friend, one more time.
Wow. That should be fun.
Man.
But so you're telling me August 8th, we have American Lucha Wrestling and Future X putting on an event.
Yes.
The next weekend, Wrestling with Purpose, where the main event is going to be Baron Bullard facing his friend and his brother, the indie icon Trey G, 1 week before his retirement.
Yes.
And then the next weekend, Friday, is going to be that show where the indie icon Trey G will be retiring. Dax Harwood, formerly known as KC McKnight, will be in the building. Lizard Lick Towing will be in the building. And it will be
the Dream Lovers. The Dream Lovers are coming back for once. Charlie Dreamer is coming back. He hasn't been here in a long time.
And also,
Daniel Messina, they're coming back one match.
I caught up with that anal assassin, Aaron
Hey,
CK.
hey.
You're going to have Aaron CK and El Maximo in a hair versus mask match.
Hair versus mask.
I still got my money on mask. I got my money on mask.
Of course you'd have your money on the mask.
Of course I got to have my money on the mask.
Man, he's gigantic. 7 foot tall.
7
foot tall. You can't teach that. You can't teach that.
350 pounds.
Aaron CK's going to lose those luscious blonde locks.
They're gone. Rody Codes is gone.
So you're calling, y'all predicting that match now. You're saying that
El Maximo to win. Calling it. And then the very next day, 24 hours later, you're getting Next Level Pro Wrestling on Fort Bragg. Only the first 150 individuals to purchase a ticket on nextlevelprowrestling.com will be able to get in, because after that, it is closed to outside civilians. It will be for the people on base only at that point. But the first 150 people to go to nextlevelprowrestling.com, purchase a ticket, and fill out the visitor's pass form will be able to get on and come see the show. And it will be great.
Is this an outside show? Or is it inside?
No, it is being. It was originally going to be an outside show.
Originally, I think we were going to be at the fairgrounds, but I think
we
with
were
all the heat,
but due to the heat advisory, we are moving the event inside, so there will be air conditioning there for you, Trey G. We're not going to burn up on commentary in our suits. We're going to be fine. But man, August is looking to be packed out, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Carolina Wrestling Podcast. Huge amounts of news coming out from independent wrestling here in the Carolinas this past week. Trey G's retirement coming up. One more round between the Pembroke Pitbull, Baron Bullard, the indie icon Trey G for the WWP Championship. A lot of rising stars here as well, with guys like Trip Cautious and Dragonfly Marcus Damon becoming a #1 contender for the social media title. A lot going on, a lot coming up. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss an episode of the Carolina Wrestling Podcast. This has been Hot Mike Joel Avery, that guy Trey Morgan, and the fallen artist Derk Martin. We will see you guys next time. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of the Carolina Wrestling Podcast is sponsored by Amy's Ink Photography. Are you looking for someone to help you capture that special moment at a family gathering? Picture that perfect moment of walking across the graduation stage, or to capture the intensity of an intense wrestling action-packed show? Well, then contact Amy's Ink Photography for all your photographic professional needs. But as I understand, she has a summertime deal going on. Is that not right, Trey?
Oh, you're absolutely right, Joel. Amy's Ink Photography has a special going on for the months of June or July. Now is the perfect time to book your family or graduation photo session. If you book right now during the months of June or July, you lock in that special rate right now of only $99 with Amy's Ink Photography. A regular package price is $125, but this month is only $99 if you book in the months of June or July.
$99?
$99, Joel. That's it. But if you're not quite ready to book, that's no problem. All you have to do is message Amy's Ink Photography on Facebook Messenger or contact Amy Jordan right there on Facebook, and she'll help you figure out what kind of photography that you want, whether it's graduation photos, family photos, birthday photos, wrestling events, or anything in between, even weddings. Make sure you contact Amy Jordan and Amy's Ink Photography.
Love you, Amy.